Welcome to What-ifs, where we twist history with mind-bending what-ifs. Today's question cuts through time, static, and the edge of perception. What if Buddy Holly didn't die in the 1959 plane crash and became a transmission from the other side? Yes, you know the story. February 3rd, 1959, Clear Lake, Iowa. A small plane carrying Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and JP, the Big Bopper Richardson, crashes into a cornfield. All three die instantly. The pilot too. No survivors, no final words, just snow, silence, and a broken radio. But what if that silence was a lie? Imagine this. The plane didn't just fall from the sky, it passed through something. Radar records show a strange anomaly, a 7-second gap where the blip vanished, then reappeared, flying upward for 0.8 seconds before dropping. Impossible, unexplained. The FAA called it a glitch. But what if it wasn't? What if, in that moment, the plane slipped out of our world and into a dimension of pure sound? Not metaphor, not dream. A place where music isn't made, it lives. Where melodies have mass. Where chords form structures. Where rhythm is gravity. And in that place, Buddy Holly didn't die. He was assimilated. His body dissolved into frequency, his voice became a carrier wave, and his final thought, I need to get back to the tour, became a looping directive. Return, transmit, repeat. Then the plane fell, but he didn't, because when the wreckage was found, one thing didn't add up, the tape recorder. Holly carried a small reel-to-reel to sketch songs. It was recovered, shattered, burned, covered in ice. But when the engineers tried to play it, they heard something. Not static, not silence. A song, one that had never been released, never written, never imagined, titled only as Cold Wire in internal notes. The recording was suppressed, labeled disturbing, inexplicable, not of human origin. Copies disappeared, witnesses were quieted, but bootlegs survived, passed among musicians, audiophiles, and those who shouldn't listen, because people who hear Cold Wire start to change. First, it's subtle. They stop blinking, they hum in their sleep, not a tune, but a frequency. They draw circuits, antennas, and they say over and over, the music died, but it kept playing. Then, worse, they begin to transmit. In 1962, a man in Des Moines was found standing in a snow-covered field at 3 a.m., holding a microphone connected to nothing. He claimed he was sending it back. When police played local radio, they discovered a low hum under the broadcast, matching the exact pitch of Cold Wire. By 1968, FM stations across the Midwest reported unexplained interference every February 3rd at exactly 1:06 a.m. The audio would warp, and for 47 seconds, listeners heard a clean, crisp guitar riff, followed by a voice, calm and clear. Tell Waylon I made it. No one knew what it meant until Waylon Jennings, who gave up his seat on the plane, broke down in tears when he heard it. He said, "That's Buddy, and he's not dead, he's broadcasting." Now here's the worst part. The song evolved. Every year on February 3rd, someone, somewhere, finds a new fragment of Cold Wire. On a thrift store cassette, a forgotten reel, a phone left in a diner booth, and each version is longer, clearer, more complex. and those who listen all report the same dream. They're in a cornfield. The sky is black, no stars, just a single antenna rising from the snow, and from it, music, not coming from the speaker, coming through them. Some wake up speaking in reverse audio, others lose their hearing, but claim they can still hear music vibrating in their bones. A few vanish entirely, last seen walking into a storm, whispering, "I'm going to the transmitter." And then there's the real reason the original tape was destroyed. In 1975, the last known copy was incinerated by a former FBI audio analyst. Before he did, he recorded a confession. It's not a song, it's a beacon. It's not calling us, we're calling it. He said the harmonics in Cold Wire match no known musical scale, but align perfectly with Earth magnetic resonance, as if the song wasn't composed, but tuned to open a channel, and every time someone plays it, the signal strengthens. Now, decades later, musicians still hear it, not on record, in rehearsals, in headphones, in dreams. Paul McCartney once said he woke up with a melody he'd never heard, played it for George Martin. Martin turned pale, said, "That's not yours, that's from the lost tape." And in 2019, during a blizzard in Minnesota, a farmer found a reel-to-reel player buried in the snow. It was on, playing, no power source, no batteries, just the voice, clearer than ever. The music died, but I never stopped singing. So what do you think? Was Buddy Holly's death just a tragic accident? Or was it the first broadcast from the other side of reality? Drop your thoughts below, and if you loved this strange detour into haunted sound, smash that like button, subscribe to What Ifs, and hit the bell so you never miss another bizarre what if.